Hello guys and welcome to my Captain America the Winter Soldier Rewind review. Now, if you haven't seen my first Captain America review yet, well, you can look at that first because that's where I get my opinions on Captain America for the most part. And this is just the sequel, and I'm going to talk spoilers on both, so you've been warned. Alright, so Captain America the Winter Soldier was directed by the Russo brothers, which are now my favorite duo of brothers ever. Now, this movie is awesome. This is really the best movie Marvel has ever made. Period. Unless Civil War is better than this, in which case, which might be. So that's gonna be the better one. But we'll get more of that into later. Now, what's it good in this movie? Captain America is awesome. Now, before this movie, I didn't think his powers were that great. I think he was pretty underutilized. I think he was pretty useless in the Avengers. And in his movie where he had to shine, but I mean, he was just a little more powerful than everyone else. So I didn't really see the necessity for Captain America. But now in this movie, he shows that being a super soldier could be a superpower. He was amazing. He used his powers in a great way. He used his shield amazingly. That elevator scene was perfect. The opening scene where he's in the ship is amazing. He's just an excellent fighter, and the choreography in this movie is just fantastic. Like, this movie is just that good at that, and it just makes Captain America believable, and not only believable as a human, as a being, but also believable as a superhero that can be there with the Hulk and Thor and Iron Man. So it makes sense, and it's just awesome to behold that for the first time. I was excited to see Captain America, and I loved Captain America. In some way, I never thought I would say that, but I mean, Captain America in this movie really is just great. Black Widow was amazing. I mean, I always liked Black Widow ever since Iron Man 2. But I mean, she was fantastic in this movie. She did a great job as a supporting character to Captain America. And it did just bring that group dynamic that was in the Avengers, where like Cap can show leadership, and he showed leadership in this movie. He got Black Widow, he got the Falcon, Nick Fury was in there. So he had to demonstrate that he's a leader, and he did. And so he convinced me in this movie that he can lead a team, the Avengers. But that's awesome. We got the Winter Soldier in this movie. The Winter Soldier's amazing. He is one of the most threatening villains I've seen. I don't know what's some Captain America movies, but they got some of the best villains. I mean, aside from Loki, the Red Skull is really great, and Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, was amazing. Now, the backstory, I wasn't the greatest fan of, and I don't see how it makes much sense. But I think the movie was really great and really well done, and I don't know, like, Winter Soldier was just a very threatening villain. He looked like an actual menace, and he could go toe to toe with Captain America. So that just level up the danger. So like, you got these two secret organizations, and you got Cap and Bucky bumping heads because they're equally as strong. So they're equals to each other. They're just parallels. One's good, one's bad. Now, the Falcon was awesome. Anthony Mackie did a great job as the Falcon. I always liked. I was never too familiar with the Falcon character, but I always enjoyed it. And again, I was like, yeah, he can fly. So what? But he can fight. So I mean, he shows that he's a skilled fighter and that he's worthwhile in this movie. So that was amazing. We also got Hydra in this movie. Hydra's back. And it is so much better than in Captain America, the First Avenger. I know the First Avenger, they're just Nazis. But in this movie, they're actual threat. Like, they want to destroy the freaking world with helicarriers. That's pretty damn threatening. And, the villain in this movie, Redford's character was just really menacing. And I could tell he was a bad guy. But, I mean, he was pulling the strings. But he was really good at this, too. I mean, he made, Hydra convincingly bad. and you know Frank Will and everybody else involved in Hydra was just great. Heck, this is where the meme Hydra came from. So you gotta give him props for that, right? And you know the Fall of Shield was amazing. I never thought I was gonna see the Fall of Shield like that. I did not expect the Fall of Shield at all. And you know, going to the Avengers, I was like, how are they gonna even unite well if Shield was the one that put them together, and now Shield is gone? So that was pretty cool to see on its own. So Shield has to start from zero again. The action was amazing, and it was a very serious movie. I mean, it wasn't as happy as all the other Marvel movies, but this movie had to be serious because it's a political thriller. So, I mean, it made sense for what it was, and I liked the seriousness of it, especially because I mean, and it wasn't like too dark, too grim, serious, like Man of Steel or Batman v Superman, but it was just like serious enough to where like you could take it seriously, and they had a little lighthearted every once in a while, just to keep okay. So it's not all darkness, even though it is. And even though I love this movie so much, there's some bad. Furious that was not handled properly. I mean, if you're gonna kill off a character, kill off the character. Marvel, you need to be able to kill the character. You cannot just let that happen like that. And I understand you don't want to get rid of Nick Fury, but if you don't want to get rid of him, don't kill him. Severely injure him. You have him in critical condition for a while, coma, whatever, but don't kill him. That just gives us a false sense of, yeah, he's died, but he's gonna come back, don't worry. No, I mean, kill off your characters. Like, people will take you more seriously if you kill off your characters. And the villain was a bit obvious. It's just an issue that they had. I mean, Redford is just a villain, and you have a villain there, so it's a bit obvious. But I mean, that's one of my only gripes on this movie. I think this movie was fantastic, and I think this movie deserves all the praise in the world. Because really, Captain America: The Winter Soldier gets a 9.5 out of 10. No, it's not perfect, but it's damn close. Now guys, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And next video is gonna be for the Jungle Book. I know we still gotta wait for Civil War, but soon. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Bye.